good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Our teacher this week is Iyanla Van Zandt. And the title of today's message is, You Are So Much Stronger Than You Have Ever Known. Let's dive in and see how Iyanla Van Zandt speaks about your own strength, or finding your own strength. No one can do what you can do for you. No one can hold a space for your hurt like you can do for you. No one can sit with your fear like you can do for you. No one can make you whole like your own acceptance does for you. Yet these tend to be the very things that we are so scared to look at and deal with, while we wish or hope that someone else can just heal us. Somebody, good morning. Happy Tuesday morning to you. Hello. The first thought from Iyanla Van Zandt this morning is, the journey into self-love and self-acceptance must begin with self-examination. Until you take the journey of self-reflection, it is almost impossible to grow and learn in life. And if you've done any of this work in the past, it just makes sense that how do you even start doing this work if you're not taking like a very clear and honest look at yourself? Charlene, good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is really good to see you. Hello. The next thought from Iyanla Van Zandt is, your willingness to look at your darkness is what empowers you to change. The willingness to look at your darkness is what empowers you to change. She says, nothing destroys self-worth, self-acceptance, and self-love faster than denying what you feel. Without feelings, you would not know where you are in life, nor would you know what areas you need to work on. Honor your feelings. Allow yourself to feel them. And then the last thought from her this morning is, you are the love that you seek. You are the companionship that you desire. You are your own completion, your own wholeness. You are your best friend, your confidant. You are, as poetess Audre Lorde wrote, you are the one that you are looking for. You are the only one who can do what you are looking for someone else to do. You really are the only person with the ability to always be there for you. And you can learn to become really good at this. You are so much stronger than you have ever known. Hey Maggie, good morning. Lovely seeing you. Happy Tuesday morning. Today's meditation is a gentle journey of embracing every part of you in order to discover how strong you really are. And just as a PS, of course, none of this is to say that you can't or shouldn't be connected to other people. We clearly are at our best when we are connected in healthy relationships. But when our connections are based on our own desperate need, then we are set up for constant disappointment. However, when our connections are based on our own wholeness, we set not only ourselves free, but also the people around us. When you work on your own wholeness, all of your relationships become so much more fulfilling. If you're ready, you can close your eyes and we'll float away together. Today's meditation is called a sense of self. Here we go, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. A deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with your breath, feel yourself expand from that space outwards in all directions. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and even drop your head. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is accompanied with every cell in your body rising. As you breathe in, feel that. Feel the expansion of every cell in your body. Every exhale is accompanied by every cell in your body contracting, softening, falling. Feel that with every exhale. Feel yourself growing softer. Today's meditation is an opportunity to invite our inner children for a conversation. Continue your full body breathing as we invite these parts of ourselves to come and sit with us. In today's example, we'll invite the hurt part, a part of you that perhaps sometimes feels deeply hurt by things that have happened. Today we'll invite the inner critic, the part of you that often speaks to you in a very harsh way, and the scared part, the part of you that perhaps sometimes feels fearful, scared of the future perhaps. Invite these inner children to come and sit with you. As you continue your full body breathing, invite them to inhale and exhale along with you. In my mind, this always looks like the grade 1 teacher sitting on the carpet and inviting the kids to come and sit with her. In today's example, we are inviting the hurt part, the inner critic, and the scared part. We're inviting them to conversation because we'd like to hear what they have to say. You can, of course, use in your example today any other parts that you feel you might be dealing with right now, any other big emotions really. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. And we invite these inner children to take these breaths along with us. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles forward and to the left, forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, you can roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, you can roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left. And lean your upper body over to the right. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least becoming as present as we possibly can be right now. We can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. With every next big inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is always a good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, we'll take the next few big breaths together. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips into your body and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. So as you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath, but hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, As you dive deep into you, the reminder is that we have invited these inner children for a conversation today. In today's example, we are inviting the hurt part, the inner critic, and the scared part to come and sit with us. So as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, let them know that you are here to listen. Let them know that they are invited to speak. We'll hold this space for them as they do. Take your next big breath. I might ask a few more times that you take a good look at these three inner children and try and form a picture of what they would look like if you could take a good look at them. Now, it's not really important that you have to have a clear picture, but it's extremely helpful if you simply open yourself to the possibility of seeing what this part of you might look like. So let's rotate through them quickly. The hurt part, the part of you that perhaps sometimes feels hurt by things that have happened. If you could have a conversation with the hurt part, what might that part of you look like? And then the inner critic, the part of you that sometimes speaks to you using really harsh language. When you listen to what the inner critic says to you, and if you try and get a look at what this part of you might look like as it speaks, what image comes to mind? How would you see this inner critic? And then the scared part, the part of you that perhaps sometimes feels fearful. Is it fearful of something in particular, or just fearful of the future in general? When you listen to the fears that the scared part speaks about, then what would this scared part look like? Of course, we'll go through them again. For the moment, we're bringing our attention specifically to the hurt part. The part of you that perhaps sometimes feels hurt by things that have happened. Things currently happening or things that have happened in the past. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, we are asking the hurt part to speak. Please say what it is you feel about the hurtful things that have happened. Remind yourself of what are the words, the sentences, the thoughts that go through your mind when you feel hurt all over again. Give a moment to listen to those thoughts. Take your next big breath. And then we are still checking in with this hurt part. I'd like you to ask this hurt part a question, and then just take a seat and listen to what this part of you has to say. Turn towards the hurt part and see if you can form an image of what this part of you might look like. And then the question goes like this. Say to that part, hey, hurt part, or hey, child. In those moments when you feel so hurt, when it feels like something or someone has hurt you so badly, in those moments, what is it that you're afraid is going to happen? What is it that you are afraid is going to happen? Now take your next big breath and listen. Take a moment to thank the hurt part. Thank you for stepping up, being seen, being heard. This is a brave thing to do. Thank you. And then we'll turn our attention to the next inner child, the inner critic. So as we give a bit of space for the inner critic to speak, see if you can form an image of what this part of you may look like. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, remind yourself of how this inner critic speaks. What are the kinds of things you say to yourself when you make mistakes? What are the words, the sentences that are going through your mind when you disappoint yourself? For a moment, sit back and allow this inner critic to speak. Take your next big breath. And so we're extending our conversation with the inner critic by asking it a question. And as you ask this question, try and see what this part looks like as it speaks. The question goes like this. Turn towards the inner critic and say, "Hey, inner critic, in those moments when you speak to me so harshly, I have the sense that you're trying to protect me, trying to prevent something from happening. What is this bad thing that you're trying to prevent?" Then take your next big breath and listen. Take a moment to say thank you to the inner critic. Thank you for being present. Thank you for having the courage to speak and be heard. We'll turn our attention lastly to the scared part. The part of you that perhaps sometimes feels afraid. Now we're asking the scared part to speak. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, remind yourself of how it is that the scared part speaks. When fear is triggered in you, how does that feel? What are the thoughts that go through your mind when fear is triggered? And pay specific attention to the repetitive nature of those thoughts. Like a recording on autopilot saying the same things again every time you feel so scared. What are those thoughts on repeat? For a moment, give them space to be heard. Take your next big breath. Now we'll extend the conversation with the scared part by asking one more question. Turn towards the scared part. And as you take your next big breath to dive deep into you, ask the scared part this question. Say, "Hey, scared part. In those moments when you feel so scared, when the fear feels overwhelming, in those moments, what is it that you really want for me? What is your deep desire for me?" Then take your next big breath and listen. Take a moment to thank the scared part for being here, being seen, being heard. Thank you for being so brave. We'll take just one more big breath together to slip out of the breath-holding space and into the next. Have these inner children be wherever it is that they want to be. Perhaps they'd like to sit closer to you. Perhaps they'd like to sit on top of you. Perhaps they'd like to crawl inside of you and just be there with you. Or perhaps, like children sometimes want to do, perhaps they want to just go off and play. And then let them. One more big breath together. Take a deep breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. The practical usefulness of this exercise lies in who you become while you're creating space for these inner children to speak. If you're able to let the hurt part speak while you listen, if you're able to let the inner critic speak while you listen, if you're able to let fear speak while you listen, then who are you being? Because you're not being the hurt part. You're not being the inner critic. You're not being the scared part. You're being something that is spacious. Something that can hold the space and be okay while these inner children speak. You've stepped into the strongest version of you. And you really are so much stronger than you've ever known. Iyanla Vanzant speaks to it in this way. She says, your willingness to look at your darkness is what empowers you to change. Your willingness to be the open space for these inner children to speak, to be seen, to be heard, to be held, is what empowers you to change. She says nothing destroys self-worth, self-acceptance, and self-love faster than denying what you feel. Without feelings, you would not know where you are in life, nor would you know what areas you need to work on. Honor your feelings. Allow yourself to feel them. Create the space in which they can be felt. She says, you are the love you seek. What else have you been doing right now in this exercise than provide love to those inner children? She says, you are the companionship you desire. You are your own completion, your own wholeness. You are your best friend, your confidant. You are, as poetess Audre Lorde wrote, you are the one that you are looking for. You are the only one who can do what you are looking for someone else to do. The truth is that you are the only person with the ability to always be there for you. Just like you were just able to hold a space for these inner children to be seen, to be heard, and to be held. You can learn to become really good at this. You truly are so much stronger than you have ever known. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to be the space in which inner children can be seen and heard and held. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning that no matter how big and overwhelming these emotions may be, when I create the space for them to be felt, I can always handle feeling them. I can always allow whatever the emotion is to move into and through my body, and know that I can be strong enough to feel this. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning to really trust that all of these inner children, they really are just messengers. All of these emotions are messengers. They're telling me about the fears that they're dealing with. They're telling me about what they're scared of. They're telling me about the things they're trying to prevent from happening. They're telling me about what they truly want for me. Take another deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to let them speak. And then how to hold them in wisdom. How to reply to them from a place of wisdom. And how to choose my next action from a place of wisdom. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for becoming a real safe space for your inner children to be held. Thank you, Sunmay. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you, Maggie. Wishing you all a really beautiful day. See you again soon. Ciao, ciao.